Hello everyone, this is Anne from Ödulcina Scrap. Today I want to create more of those clusters made out of printed on fabric labels from my kits. So I have a bunch of them printed. It can be those cute ladies from the Back in Time kit, the Polaroid pictures, the labels kit. I have some numbers with me. So I have a pile of things that I've printed on fabric, and everything that is printed on fabric there could be replaced by a cardstock. The same thing on a cardstock, a light cardstock or paper. Honestly, I love to use my labels on fabric, but it could be paper. So I want to create more because I'm out of stock, and I thought because I have gorgeous Crafty Me Shop laces that I'm gonna only play with my Crafty Me Shop laces. So whatever you're gonna see from now on, except my printed on fabric labels, will be Crafty Me Shop laces. What I do first is I'm grabbing a piece of herbal tea. So you can see, I'll show you my pile here. We have different colors, different style too, right? This one and this kind of pocket that was folded into two like that. So I use both, and it depends on which label I'm gonna use. Let's say I start with this one. So I don't control my fold, I'm just folding, and then I see how it goes. It needs to be bigger than my label because we need to add some laces, and I need some space for that. What about this cute one? I think I'm gonna go through the whole thing. Yeah, this is the good side, and I'm not overthinking the process. I know it's harder to do when you have really cute laces or that you paid a lot for, or that you don't have that much in your stash. It's hard. When I feel like a good piece in the middle will be hidden by my label, you can keep it. You know, let me do that. I'm gonna keep the middle. I'm gonna keep that little flower here in the middle, and I can use it somewhere else. So I'm gonna just trim. Don't trim too much, because otherwise you're gonna see the hole. But I'm pretty sure if I cut this part, I can reuse it somewhere else. I don't feel like I'm wasting it, and nobody will know. So that's a trick. So first, because I don't think I'm gonna add more behind, I'm gonna either glue it down with, I love the glue gun or any fabric glue, or I'm gonna sew it. For me, it's faster to sew it, so I'll go with sewing, but really, it's really your choice. It works fine without the sewing machine. Okay, so I just did my stitching all around. I'll do a close-up, and it's the shabby chic style. Even if your line is not straight, you can do zigzags or any other. It will be perfect because at the end we're gonna glue more on it, so it's not the end. So maybe I can put a little, oh, there's a number there actually already. So I think we're good to go. This lace, if you can get it, look at that. Look at that. If you can get it in one of her sale, I think it's my favorite, honestly. I love it. And I won't use it all in one project, but I'm gonna take pieces of it. So let's say I could put those 2 flowers there, and at the end I can do a French knot in the middle of the flower, or I can put a little bead, and because it's tone on tone, I'm gonna find something to just layer a little bit. So there's tulle here. I'm gonna add, oh, I love this purple. Okay, see, it's a really big one, but I can just take a little piece out of it. I'll take the middle because I'm gonna use the other portions somewhere else. So I want to keep those flowers because this part here will just be hiding. And I'm gonna twist and try to damage it a little bit, scratch it, make it look old. Okay, what about, the good size is that, what about I place it like that, I create some folds, and I would just place it back like that. And then I can trim some edges that are not perfect. So I'm gonna use my glue gun, put a little bit of glue there. I'm gonna use my spatula, and while I'm gluing, I'm creating more folds. And a little bit of glue there for this flower. And this one. A little bit of glue behind. Any glue works. I just love the hot glue. I find it's a cheap glue and it dries so fast that I'm not afraid when I do my project. I'm just a little bit afraid to burn myself. It happened to me recently. But that was my bad. All right, look at that. So the tone on tone is kind of still there, but we can see the flowers, we can see the background, and we can see there's something between. That corner to me is done. Now I need to do something here, and I'm gonna use that cute, it could be like a sari silk, or this one is my Japan yarn that you can get some the same I'm using from Claire's Scrap Forever. I'll put the link in the description below. She has them in her Etsy store, so you can buy exactly this one, which has length with pink, length without pink, and then length with pink again. So it switches between a little bit of pink, only white, and pink again. So even I'm thinking I should keep that one, and I'm gonna put a white one there just because of that purple there, in case I want to use it somewhere where I'm not using pink. Is it possible? I'm not even sure. So sometimes I do some bows in advance, and now it's only white here, so I can go with doing a full white bow like that. And I know I'm gonna use the others. They're gonna stay close to me, and I'm gonna use them later on. So I can put a bow there, and I need to add something behind my bow. because you want some layers. So I could put some mesh. Look at that here. This is a big one with some, they're not polka dots, but they make you think about polka dots. And they have this edge here. So I think what I can do is I can grab a piece in the middle, because I could use just the edge with a certain amount there, and I won't miss that portion in the middle. You really need to kind of look at your laces a way that you can cut them and it's good. So in order to glue that, I could stitch it, but I'll put some glue there, and I'm gonna create the fold with the spatula to make sure I'm not burning myself. Okay, let's see how it looks if I put the little bow there. I like that, so I'm gonna put the bow. And don't make your little cluster too bulky, because they're gonna go on a page mostly. So I'm gonna stop there. This could be glued on a paper for a pocket. You see, that could be for a pocket. That could be for a cover. That could be just a decoration. Here you go. We did the first one. Let's keep going on. So now, let's see with that flower. Again, I am shrinking. And all right, I could put the lace behind as well. So let me see, we are in the pink. I have this big portion of fabric, lace fabric, and it's the perfect pink. So what about I do a background like this? So I need to trim it perfectly, not perfect, like this to start. And I'll just trim again this hedge here. Okay, what about something like this? I could go do the sewing there or keep going on. So now I have some white, I have some pink, I have some off-white. I think I should go with off-white, just to give it a little contrast. Oh, this is cute. This is really cute. Let me cut this and see what I can do here. If I trim that, this could be good for any project. Like, let's keep it there. And I'm gonna use this portion here. I'm gonna keep that. This is good. This. I'm gonna use one of the bow. I'll just decide where the bow goes. This would be perfect. And You know what? I think I should just close it there or add a little number. Yeah, I can add a little number. I've printed some Polaroid pictures on fabric, and now I have those mini labels too. It's tone on tone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of lace between. So see this one, here you go. I can put this and then this little label there. What about that? I like it. I'm gonna go do some sewing because I love to see the sewing line. That could be end stitch. Okay. The next one I'm gonna do end stitch. Slow stitching instead of using the sewing machine. That would be the same thing. So for my sewing machine, I'm gonna remove this, remove that, remove that. I'm gonna grab this while I'm sewing, and I'm gonna sew all those together by sewing around the label, and then I'm gonna come back and glue this, and my bow. Okay, so the sewing is done, and now maybe it's time to add a little bit more creases there on my herbal tea, and I could just use a tiny bit of my art glitter glue to kind of tackle it down, because it is so thin that the art glitter glue is way sufficient for that, and it's really easy to create new folds and to make them hold. It's just a matter of creating more dimension. All right, so I use the art glitter glue for that, but for the remaining I'm gonna use my hot glue. And you don't need to glue everything down. Leave some fluffiness. I see a bead here, little bead. Yeah, that would be awesome. Here, just glue that down like that. I just find that I'm printing my labels with an desk jet printer. It's not laser jet, and sometimes the glue that is wet seems to show through the fabric. I don't know if it's because of the ink. Let's say if the background has ink, like this one, there's no background, but I found that if I'm using the hot glue, it never shows. I can put the bow like that, or I can add a little bit more. So I think I'm gonna use again a little piece of this big lace that I'm gonna reuse a part of it like that. Really hard to figure out which one is the good side. So I guess if it's hard to figure out, nobody will figure out once the project is done. So I'm creating some folds with my spatula, and then I'm gonna glue my bow. And when you can apply a good pressure with the spatula, so your project is kind of more flat. Not too flat though. There was glue here. I'm gonna before it's all dry, you can play a little bit with it. There was too much glue there and I pressed too hard. All right. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? All right, let's do another one. What about a cute lady like that? I could use the bow on that side. I could use maybe one of those. Now it's too long. Doesn't matter. I'll just fold it behind. Like that. Okay. And I can maybe put a little fabric behind. So I could use the edge of that one actually. I hope you don't get dizzy. Okay, hold on. I'll place it correctly. So I'm gonna use the edge of this lace. What about if I put this like that? I don't like the yellowish of it, so I'm gonna put the label there. We want to see it, but not too much. Okay, I'm gonna change the size. Change the side. Ah, this I like. Am I on frame? Folding it down. I can even fold it over a bit if I want. Why not? Right? And the edge, I'm gonna trim that. So I don't have the whole lace on me. Okay, now I can trim that down later for smaller, but I'll wait to see where I go with the whole thing. So this bow here could go here, and why not using this leftover from the previous project? I could just stitch around here like that, just a line. And then I can add not a number. I'm gonna put some I could use this part here of the same lace that I love. See, I'm doing two different projects with the same, and I'm gonna trim it down a little bit more. Okay, this I like this, and I can use this portion too right here. start to have a lot of layers here. Now I'm pretty sure I can glue down some things. So maybe this one is a little bit too fragile to hand stitch. So I'm gonna glue. So I'm gonna start with this part here, and it's gluing a little bit of the label and the herbal tea. And I'm gonna glue this portion here too. Taking my spatula. Okay, so this will hold into place. I'm gonna glue like this, so I can just add a little bit glue to make sure that the label, the fabric here holds well. And okay, so this part holds well. Now I could do some end stitching for this part. Let's say I hand stitch this little line here. This would hold all that side, but I'll be lazy. What I'll do is I'm gonna use my art glitter glue and just put a tiny little piece of glue on the line. That's all I need. Glue it to my fabric, and then I'm gonna glue the other layers. So I need to glue down maybe this corner here. And then at the back, I can glue down that lace. It doesn't need that much of glue to hold, so. Pretty tone on tone. I'll still put that bow there, but I'll put the pink at the outside. And whenever I'm using it for a project, I can add more depending on the color that I want to use. Same for this. I can trim it a little bit, but I can trim it more when I'm gonna do use it in my final project. So for now, I stop there. Look at that. Simple, so elegant. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna keep going on with a couple more, always using Crafty Me Shop laces, and it's gonna be in a speedy mode but not too speedy, so you can really see the details. we have the final results here. I've added some beads, as you can see. So I took every project and I kind of looked if I can add some beads somewhere. I'll put the pictures so you can see well at the end of this video. Just the pictures. This here, I did 3 French knots to replace the flower. So I didn't add any beads there. So for this one, I added some beads, as you can see. Here, that was the more complex one. I've added some beads in the flowers on the side, 3 beads, and bigger beads in those flowers. And then here I added French knots because there was little pink flowers in her hair, like that. And the last one, I've added a bead there, and that's pretty much it. So it's a way to add a little something to your projects by adding little beads. And now, for those who followed my series for embroidery, you can now do French knots as well. I'll put a link in the description below to show you how to do those French knots in case you are new to my channel and you missed this this video series. These are French knots too here. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next video. God bless you. Bye bye.